Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special reading for the earth signs Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and official TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you're here and you're unsure of what a twin flame connection is, I've included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame dynamic in the description box below. She just does such a wonderful job, a much more wonderful job than I ever could. So please watch that if you are so inclined. I think it's like 45 minutes to an hour, and it really helped me. It really helped me to cement what the twin flame journey was for me. So in a nutshell, though, if you decide not to watch that, twin flame journey is all about two people who share the same energetic soul. So one soul in two people. There's often a runner-chaser dynamic and a separation period where after this intense connection, the twins feel that they must separate, especially the runner, because the connection becomes too much for them to handle. The chaser continues to chase because they know that they've met their match, they've met their twin on an emotional, spiritual level. The chaser is usually more spiritually inclined. But the connection is meant to be a catalyst for change in each person. During the separation period, each twin theoretically goes through their spiritual awakening, their dark night of the soul, where they discover their spiritual gifts and ascend. And it's like stepping into a whole new life. And the task would be to raise the vibration of humanity. And how does one do that? By being the fullest version of yourself. So I am a twin in separation. I have not spoken to my twin in many years. I don't know that I ever will. Again, I want to every single day, but I don't. Because I can feel him energetically when we visit each other in the astral plane, and you might be doing that as well. You might be having dreams about your twin, visiting them in astral. You might still be talking to your twin. There are all sorts of scenarios. Your twin may live on the other side of the world. Your twin may be married. There could be many different reasons why you're here today, but I hope to provide some guidance from Spirit. I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The first with the overall energy from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, the base spread of the reading from the Archetype cards from Carolyn Miss, and to clarify with the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Cards have been pre-shuffled. Let me burn some Palo Santo for the earth signs to clear the energy. This is for the earth signs, their twin flame connection. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. That was quick. The River, number 34, which reduces to a 7, which is the Chariot energy of the major arcana. That's Cancer energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer. Could have Cancer placements in your chart. The River. All of a sudden, just take this out. This shape, all of a sudden, like weirdly looked like Great Britain. I don't know. In the camera, it looked like Great Britain. So your person might be British. You might be British, Scottish, Welsh. You know, the fire signs also had a horse in their card. Your horse feels different. It's an inverted image as we turn it this way, but I'm not inclined to do that. I think the river energy talks about flow, talks about the tenacity of water to breach boundaries and carve a path, that water flows where it wants to. It takes the route of least resistance. Water takes the route of least resistance. There's something significant, earth signs, for you in that message. You could be not wanting to pursue this connection with your twin because all it is resistance. The easy way out. But the river also acts as like a channel or a conduit to carry things, to carry us in the stream, to carry us in the current. Rivers can be places of a lot of life, of ecosystems. Rivers can be places of sustenance when we're thirsty. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Like tapping into the connection, the current between you and your twin, kind of feeling like when you're thirsty, you're always going to like come back to it. And part of that may upset you. That may frustrate you, that when you feel thirsty that you think of your twin. And take that word thirsty to mean whatever you want it to mean, but Spirit wants me to say it. So let's get the base spread for the reading. The first two cards I'm going to show you will be your energy. The second two will be your twins, and the third will be the connection. Feel free to flip the energies between you and your twin, as twins are often known to mirror one another. Okay, so base cards are down. I'm going to get the tarot. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. It's very synchronous for your reading, earth signs. You got Liberator. Light attributes, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And the shadow attributes, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. She's holding a torch here, kind of like the Olympics. This also reminds me of river energy, this blue back here. She is holding a flame. What's that expression, right? Still holding... Is it still holding a candle or still holding a flame? I'm not sure. I don't know why Spirit wants me to stumble through that either, but there's an expression that has to do with that in relation to love and holding on to somebody. They still hold they still carry a flame for you, hold the flame for you. I don't remember what the, okay, I'm not gonna stop struggling through it because Spirit's not giving it to me. But it says freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. It's kind of like, understanding that you have control. understanding that, you know, it's like they say, especially like when we're meditating, when we can master our emotions, then we are truly empowered. A lot of the time, when you see the downfall of people in general, I'm thinking of politicians specifically, but it could be anybody. When you see somebody's downfall, like they fall hard, it's because they could not master their emotions. They could not master their base desires, their insecurities and needs for power, and they just took it way in the opposite direction because they could not master their emotions. They could not see clearly. They could only see what they wanted to see. It's clarified by number 12, the Hanged Man. Sacrifice. The Hangman energy is Virgo. Virgo, you showed up in your own reading. Talks about getting the 10,000 foot perspective on something because we're too close. And we do that voluntarily. We do that through sacrifice, that we step away and step out. So that kind of says to me that you were the one that walked away from your twin flame dynamic. Now, that doesn't mean that you were the runner. I don't necessarily see that. It could be, but like I just see you just stepping out of it for a while. Like it's too overwhelming. It's too much. And I'm going to take a step back because it's not good for either one of us to be in this cycle of repeat. I do want to point out too that these images are very similar, just like right down to like the white costuming and the hair, the water. Again, like there's like water energy there. This is very synchronous if ever I saw it in 2 different decks. Take that as a synchronicity, please. Right? A synchronicity of what? Divine feminine energies. No, and also that there's like an alignment. Whenever I see synchronicities like this, there's a beautiful alignment that's happening with you right now. I'm going to get one more card. Rebel. I hear, sorry, my cat Lucky is meowing at the door. Whenever he meows at the door, I think of one of my spirit guides who I'm very close with. So it's just a reminder to you that your spirit guides are speaking to you. So try to listen, try to quiet the mind and listen. Rebel. The light attributes: challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And the shadow attributes: rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Rebel or rebel, to rebel against something. You see here, actually, that her couch is like in a tree. Just like this energy, that's another synchronicity because this is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, they put themselves into the tree of knowledge. And here she is in the tree. I don't know if it's the tree of knowledge, but she's in a tree on a couch. This sense that you're moving against the grain, and I think it has to do with your twin flame connection. Like you're changing something up in your dynamic that is causing your twin to like maybe freak out a little bit, just based on what I see on the table. So, for example, before my spiritual awakening, like once it was kind of starting when I stopped talking to my twin because I figured out I had discovered that we were twins. I don't know if he is even aware of this, of what a twin flame connection is at this point, because I haven't talked to him since it happened. But Spirit showed me this cycle of repeat that has been happening over and over and over, where my twin was the runner and I was the chaser, and he just ran away from me because he couldn't handle it. And every once in a while he'd breadcrumb me just to make sure I was still there. It's very cruel, actually. I don't think he was trying to be cruel. I think he's really lonely and really sad and not understanding why he walked away. So every once in a while he would text me and say hello, how are you, whatever, and then I'd talk to him, and when it would get too much, he'd just stop talking completely. He'd shut himself off completely. Once it started to get a little too deep, because it always got there with us, he'd just pull away, like retract completely. And when I finally put an end to it, I completely cut him off, because he always knew that I would be there. Because anytime he texted me, I would respond within seconds. Within seconds. Didn't matter what the hell I was doing. I would respond within seconds. And now it's been almost 5 years. And I was the one who cut him off. A little bit, you know, it wasn't just like so he gets a piece of his own medicine, but the energies were going to flip, and he was going to understand how he treated me. He was going to understand that, you know. Now, was that an easy thing to do? No, it felt like I cut out a piece of my heart. But that's what I see here. Whatever it is that you're rebelling with or against, you're shaking up an expectation that somebody has had of you in the past in order to find your freedom. And where does that leave your twin's energy? The destroyer. Releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life, the shadow attributes, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. Oh, they're going through it. This feels like dark night of the soul energy. They're going through it. I feel like you've gone through yours. They're just coming up onto the precipice of that, and man, that's like not a great process. It's a vital process, but I just feel as though the ego is being completely dismantled for your twin. It's probably driving them crazy that you have rebelled in some way. But, you know, their spirit guides are with them because there's an understanding that a new life, preparing for a new life, they need to spiritually ascend. They need to step into their own. Because it's not just you that they're dealing with. Of course not. They're dealing, just like you, dealing with past traumas. They're dealing with past traumas. That had nothing to do with you. I mean, unfortunately, twins are always at the point where their twins' traumas like manifest. And it's like their twin represents all the things they're trying to run away from. But I do see them just as a complete overhaul for your twin right now. The number 6 card, which 6s can correspond to victory. They can correspond to the Lover's card, which is Gemini energy. Third eye chakra. And after all this, all the chaos, all the inner turmoil, all the dredging up of the past, all the inner child wounding, looking at it straight in the face, feels like Spirit comes in with this serene, consciousness-based, higher order awareness. Super calm, super intelligent, really like a divine beacon. It's like all this destruction and then quiet. Quiet. Just this, I feel like it's almost like pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. Your twin is going through it. Let them. Because they might reach out to you. That's backtracking. Let them do their own thing. That came in strong. Let them do their own thing. You hear honking. Spirit agrees. Can I get a clarifier? Number 9, material harvest. This talks about 9 of Pentacles, which is pre-Empress energy. Yeah, they could be going through this on the inside. On the outside, though, they're fine. Don't worry about them. Because I feel like I'm talking to somebody who would worry. What do you mean they're going through their dark night of the soul, but I can help them because I've been through it? No. No. They have to go through it on their own. And but like in the material world, they're okay. And look at this. See, remember I was like, zoom, zoom, like all of that, like vibrational, like frequency. Here it is, right? So, you know what I actually see here? They're looking down at their material world or looking at their material world life. But this is like, are they really aware of it yet? Are they really understanding it yet? Spirit's communicating. Are they listening? Are they tapping into it? I think they're trying. I don't think they understand it fully yet because they're still going through it. But materially speaking, don't worry about them. Work on you. Focus on you. Liberate you. Get the perspective you need. For the connection, priest. Light attributes. Facilitates spiritual commitments. Serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes. Violates the trust of your spiritual community. Seduced by your own spiritual role. Which kind of tells me that it's like getting too big for your britches in the shadow aspect. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm so spiritual. Look at me, I'm so enlightened. Like, ugh. You know? But for the connection, I mean, I hear the word devotion and devotional. So I think that you both are committed at least to your own spiritual awakening, regardless of where your twin falls into that, which is great, right? Number 1, base chakra. 1 corresponds to the magician energy of the major arcana. Gemini and Virgo energy. Base chakra, root chakra, right? Grounding ourselves. All of this energy that is communing with spirit, like this. It's always very good to ground yourself, right? So that you don't get carried away. That you don't, I think, you know, I'm hearing all things in moderation. All things in moderation. So now I'm going to read from the book, number 34, The River. The stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all our mistakes and grievances. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us farther down the stream of transformation than we planned to go. Its waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new and dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, and fluidity. Keep in mind the you that stands within. The river is the real you. Keep in mind the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential, Nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. That's your reading, Earth signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.